Hi everyone. Today we are tackling one of JavaScript most confusing topic, the for in versus for off. These two loops look almost identical but work completely differently, and mixing them up is a super common mistake. By the end of this video, you will know exactly when to use each one. Let's dive in. The first question comes up the key difference. Okay, so here is the main difference in one sentence. If I say for in loops throw property names, I mean the key and index for in keys or indexes. Okay, and the for of loops throw property values. Let me show you the example. Check this code. We have a color, right? In the for in, grab your indexes as a string. When we use the colors and index, then we get the 0, 1, 2, 3 as index number in string value as a string, right? But we get the index number. But for of, we actually get the value red, green, blue. Okay, and this for int gives you the position, and this was your position, and for of actually your data. Okay, the second question is the for in with the object. Now this for in really shine when working with the object. Suppose think you have a person object and you just need the keys from this person, then use the key with the person key, then you get your actual output like that. When you use this it, you get your output. Okay, and perfect, right? We get each property name. This access the value using the bucket notation. This bucket notation, right? We get the actual value. But watch out, for in also loops through inherited properties from the prototype chain. Okay, what it means? It means, check this. This const key in person if the object has own person. Remember, has own person the key, then console log the key and person with the key. Actually, always use this object has own to check for own properties only. For testing purpose, just comment this, open your console, clear the previous data, and note this was the 5.8. You see, this is the first one. This is the second one. In the second one, if you notice, name is Sarah, age is 28, job is developer. We also get the same result from here, but this one is different. Why? When we use this object has own, then it's only showing this data, otherwise not showing the data, right? This is the basic difference, actually, common difference, you can say. Okay, now the for of with arrays. This for of actually introduced in ES6 and work with the iterables, array, string, map, sets. So we already see the previous code. Previous tutorial, we already see the this types of example, right? Numbers, now, and we get the actual value from here because we are calculating. We multiply by 2. That's why. Super clean. You got the values directly. No need for indexes, right? It's also work beautifully with string, and we already see the string data like this. JavaScript. When we use the word, remember word with the character. Now we calculate the this data as a par letter will be the separate with comma. Okay, the character. And here the pro tips. Remember, if you need both index and the value, use the entries, and these entries will help you for key value pair. This one, check task. We use the task entries, and then we get the 1, 2, 3 with the values because we destructure the array, right? Index and task. Then we get the value. Okay. Now the common mistake. Actually, let me show you the two biggest mistakes. First mistake is using the for in with array expecting value. This one actually very bad concept. Okay, the common mistakes, and this one just console log. Just comment it. We don't need anymore. Okay, console log it. Now name is number will be the these values, and when you just try to use this, um, I try to indexing, I mean the get the data index number come from the string just like this. It's showing the none, zero, because zero is not a number, it's integer, it's a string, into two. That means it's showing a none. Okay. The correct way is, if we want to use, remember we are using here the in, not of. If we use the of, then we get the number, because this of actually get the value, not the string, not return the actual string output as a, right? So then we get the actual output from here. The mistake number two is using the for of with the plain object. And I think we already seen these types of example before, right? You see, this is our user, and if we use the const value of user from this object, it's literally showing the type error. But the right use case is use key in user. That means we get the key, then we get the value from this key with the bracket notation. Okay. If when we use this key, then we get the actual answer. But also if we use the object entries instant, then we can destructure it, because in this object, with these object entries automatically convert into a array. And when because object is not iterable in for of, but array is iterable, then when it is iterable array, then it automatically destructure the key and value. Then we, without hassle, we just passing this value. Okay, and that's it. Okay. Now, question is when to use which one. I think previously I already said, but again, use for of when working with the arrays. You want the values, iterating string maps or set. You want modern and clean code. Then use the for of. Otherwise, use the for in working with the plain object. You need the keys. You specifically need the property names. Then use the for in. The bottom line is, in modern JavaScript, use for of for array and collection, use for in only for object. And honestly, array method like for each, map, and filter are often even better than loops. Okay, much better than loop. Uh, what it means? Check this code. Price without using the for loop. Even in the future, you see in the real world project, you don't need for loop, not anymore, because we already have a map, we already have a filter and for each loop, for each, so we don't need for loop in real world project. Most rarely we are using this for loop when we don't have any option, because otherwise we already have a multiple options, so without using this for loop. Anyway, in modern approach is price, then use the for each, and in this for each we call the callback function. In this callback function we get the single price per item and with the index number. Then we get easily the price and index number. Index will be index number and the price value. So that's it. So all right. So for quick recap, for in equal keys or index use with the object. For of equal values use with arrays. Remember, in for index, of for values, value of. Okay. So next video we are diving into the this keyword, one of the JavaScript trickiest concept. If this helped, hit the like button and subscribe. Drop a comment if you have a question. Thanks for watching.